Hello there everyone, it's your boy B3, back with another kicking graphic novel review. Today we are back on DC with Batman Cataclysm, New Edition. Let me read you the back of the book. Massive quake rocks Gotham. It is a foe Batman can see and hear, but he cannot touch. It will strike only once, yet will change his life forever. Already weakened by a devastating plague, Gotham City is struck by an unexpected force of nature. An earthquake that registers over 7.5 on the Richter scale. In a single instant, the Batcave and Wayne Manor are left in ruins. Thousands are dead, and the Batman is among the missing. With the city quickly plunging into darkness, the only thing that stands between Gotham and complete chaos is Nightwing, Robin, and the rest of the Bat family. Will the Dark Knight return in time and save what's left of Gotham? Or is this a disaster so devastating that the city may never fully recover? Batman Cataclysm collects for the first time the complete crossover event that changed Batman and Gotham City forever, reprinting Batman number 553 to 554, Detective Comics 719 through 721, Batman Shadow of the Bat 73 and 74, Nightwing 19 and 20, Catwoman 56 through 57, Robin 52 through 53, Azrael 40, The Batman Chronicles number 12, Batman Blackgate Isle of Men number 1, Batman Huntress Spoiler Blunt Trauma number 1, and Batman Arkham Asylum Tales of Madness, the number 1. Anyway, let's get into it. This is a long one, okay? Quite a long one. Some crazy cover arts and stuff, though. Anyway, it starts off with crime, as usual, and the Batman stopping said crime. But there's also a geologist doing some research, and she figures out that there's about to be a huge earthquake, and Gotham is not ready for it. When the earthquake happens, Batman is in the Batcave, and it starts falling apart. Oracle gets knocked out of her wheelchair, Alfred falls down into the Batcave. It's insane. The amount of destruction is immediate. And now the rubble of the Batcave is starting to flood. Yeah. We also see Anarchy doing crazy anti-hero stuff. Or is he more of an anti-villain? I'm going to go with anti-villain, maybe. Whatever. But Batman is dangling over a waterfall by his cape. Like, he so narrowly avoids death. It is insane. Nightwing is doing everything he can to help keep the city together. It really, people are dying left and right. There are people they're unable to save. You can't punch, this. It's very different, to be completely honest with you. A lot of this art is admittedly dated, but I like the panel layouts, and I like the colors a lot. But, they can't save everyone. It's almost impossible. This isn't something done by a supervillain that we know of. This is just destruction. And Barbara Gordon really steps up to help organize the efforts. But Batman and Alfred seem kind of trapped in the Batcave and are having trouble getting out in a way that will allow them to survive. But this is all happening when Azrael is bringing Bane back to Gotham to face justice for his crimes. So, of course, Bane escapes, and Azrael, with his big-ass dated gloves and his big-ass dated art, has to stop Bane, and it kind of almost feels too easy, like, the way he stopped Bane. But we also have Huntress, who is kind of an anti-hero, is willing to kill, trying not to do it, which is fine. Good even. Batman is trying to snorkel his way out of the Batcave. We have Catwoman, who is in the middle of a robbery during the earthquake. And then I think the Catwoman story is actually my favorite in the whole thing. Like, there's an injured little girl and this injured security guard, and she's like, I just need to get out of here and look out for myself. But she, like, can't help herself. She can't help herself. She helps people and later just breaks down crying at the end of the story. The Catwoman story is my favorite part. My favorite part. But Robin also does come back. He's actually heading back on a plane when the earthquake happens. So he's in the air and he watches the city fall apart, helpless to save anyone. It's actually kind of horrible to think about. But we also have Blackgate, which is full of all these criminals, you know, Black Spider, Catman, KG Beast, Steel Jacket, who I'm not really familiar with, Faceless, the Clue Master, etc. Blackgate, you know, is devastated by it. And this one's actually pretty good too. Just like this prisoner who's being helpful, but his motives aren't entirely clear. He's like, hey, I'm the good guy here, but, you know, things happen. And Batman is able to actually get to Blackgate and fight and help. It's pretty cool. But we get into Shadow of the Bat. And remember, the art styles are all over the place because there's a bunch of different Bat. It's like every Bat title all running into each other, you know? So a lot of this art is kind of crazy. But Batman goes to the Penguin, and there's a lot of tension between, you know, people trying to rescue others, and then a lot of people are freaking out. It's kind of hard to describe. I'm not used to having to describe this. You also see a little bit of Ra's al Ghul and whatnot, but this book is really interesting. It is. You see, superheroes are often so busy fighting the bad guy that a lot of the times they don't help with anything real. And sometimes it's just kind of nice to see the superheroes save people without a villain to distract. And yes, there are villains in this taking advantage of the situation, which does keep it superhero-y, so it's not all rescues from a natural disaster. But that is a big part of it, and it's still very dramatic. Very dramatic. We also see Huntress and Spoiler teaming up to help stop some crime. And Huntress wants to do some murders, but Spoiler kind of stops her. And this is pre-Batman Eternal Spoiler, which isn't my favorite. I prefer New 52 onward Spoiler into Rebirth and stuff. This older Stephanie Brown Spoiler really isn't my favorite and never has been, in all honesty. But there's a cool moment where Stephanie keeps Huntress from killing somebody, and it ends up actually really working out for the best. And if they had killed him, it would have been really bad. Like extra bad. But our heroes are starting to come together over the course of it. We see Poison Ivy appear and start to take advantage of things. Catwoman confronts her, which is pretty good. Also, Arkham, we get some jokerage. You know, everybody loves the jokester. But we also see a lot of Arkham, and then there's this kind of real... I don't know how to describe a lot of this. The art is just kind of all over the place in this story. I guess that's all I really need to say. But yeah, once again, supervillains trying to take advantage of things and helping clean up the city. That's mainly what this book is. That's mainly what this book is. And I feel like a lot of people might not like this book as much. There's a lot of action, but much of the action is just rescue action. The supervillainy is very light in this compared to the natural disaster aspect. The art is pretty dated. And a lot of Batman stuff from this era is kind of iffy. There's kind of a big era of Batman that's just garbage, to be honest. But I enjoyed this story, especially the Catwoman part. It does feel like it really drags at times, and I don't think it is for everybody. But I personally, for one, think that seeing them just help people can be a nice change of pace. But this was a really big crossover, and I don't know... Like, if I was reading this single issues and I was buying single issues for this whole story, it would disappoint me. But getting it cheap or cheaper in this collected edition is much better. Single issues would be like, oh my god, I spent so much money. Yeah. But a lot of these issues you could probably get cheap, to be honest. Anyway, that's it. If you read it, definitely read the collected edition. It's okay. At the end of the day, the Catwoman story is really good. And the rest of it's alright. It's fine. Just a lot of rescuing with a little supervillainy. So that is it. Thank you all very much for your support. Please remember to rate, comment, subscribe. Check out all the cool links in the description below. Facebook, Twitter, etc. And I'll see you all next time. Bye for now.